Okay, I'm going to tell you this little amazing story. And it's one of those stories that I love to call on in those moments when all seems lost. And it's one of those stories that also reminds us that, like, oh my gosh, the power of our words, the power of just expressing the simple love that's in our hearts. So the story I learned from Dr. Jacob Eisenbach. I was in Kauai at the time living there, and he was speaking on the other side of the island, and he was one of the last living Holocaust survivors. And so I thought, well, sure, I'll drive across the island to go see this man speak. What does he have to say? Like, what kind of wisdom can he offer at these times? And so he told this story, and I'm gonna share just a few moments of it. And it's a little rough at the beginning, but believe me, stay with it, because what he has to offer is so profound and so helpful in these times. So he told the story about how he and his parents and his brother were taken to the concentration camps, and he lost his parents to the gas chambers, and he was with his brother. And his brother got typhoid fever, and he took his brother to the hospital, only to discover that they were taking all the people who had typhoid fever straight to the gas chambers. I mean, consider the amount of loss and grief and pain and suffering that this man is going through. And while I'm seeing him at 92, he's filled with life, he's filled with joy, he's filled with just, like, I don't know, that yum of life, you know. And so of course everyone in the audience is asking him, like, how did you get it through? And he gave us these three simple points. One, he said that his grandmother had always given him this advice, that after the darkest of days, the sun always comes out. And I loved that, because it's just simple matter of fact of how the nature works, right? You know. And then he also talked about how he never lost hope for a better day. He never lost hope for a better day. And to me, that's just like, that's commitment. That's commitment to life itself and the journey of life. And it's daring and bold. I can't imagine what it would be to have that commitment to hope in your body every day. And then he said this, and this is what totally stopped me in my tracks. He said, and he just kind of like mentioned it in passing. He said, you know, and my parents had blessed me. And I was like, well, what do you mean your parents blessed you? I stayed for an extra hour and a half in line. I was the last person in line to talk to him, and I get up to speak to him, and I was like, Dr. Jacob, what does that mean? Like, how did your parents bless you? And I was like, did they put their hands on you? Was it a daily ritual? And he said, oh, it was just simple. Like, my parents loved each other, and they loved us, and they told us that every day. And we always knew that we were loved and that our lives were valuable, and that we were more valuable than any material thing. And there was nothing that Hitler could do or say that could take that away from me. I feel that in my heart as I tell that to you. So may you love the people in your life, and may you tell them, because you never know when they're going to need to call on it. But also may you receive the love of those who love you, so that you can call on it and it can strengthen you in those moments when we need it most. Have a good day. Share your story if you have one. Talk to you soon.